Hi, welcome to Python for Absolute Beginners. We are in lesson 1, variables. So under table of contents we have introduction, variables, a data type, input statement, print statement, and how are we going to do comments. Let me close the table of contents for now and let's take a look at the introduction here. So in the first cell here I got print welcome. So let me play this code. You notice a line welcome is printed. Over here in the next two lines, I got print welcome times 3. This times 3 meant for I would like to print the word welcome 3 times. And over here, I put up exclamation mark and a space together with welcome. Let me run it first. You see the output, then you will know the purpose of it. So you can see here welcome printed out 3 times. Here got some better spacing with the exclamation mark and space. So Python is very simple language to learn as well as to operate as well as to code, even by absolute beginners. Right? So it's quite simple as we have seen from this introduction. So let's close this introduction screen for now and open up variables. So let us store 4 information about me in this program. My name is Aman. So you notice Aman I put it within an inverted comma. The year that I graduated from is 1984. My height is 1.78. I would like to travel. So like to travel I put it as true. So there are 4 information I have stored here. Each information in Python to be stored under one variable. We call the term variable. So what is variable? To say simply, variable is a storage location in the computer memory. Computer can remember a lot of things. So actually it can remember a lot of variable. So we name the variable as name, year graduated, height, like to travel. Can I name a variable anything? Of course, you can name a variable anything subject to these 3 rules. Variable can have alphabet, meaning A to Z or capital A to capital Z. It can have numbers 0 to 9 and it can have underscore. Other than this, it cannot have any other characters. Other characters not possible. For example, variable name cannot have space. If we need to put a space, we need to put underscore. So you notice like underscore to underscore travel. So variable name cannot start with a number. So it must start always with the alphabet only. So we will never start a variable name with a number. Okay. Let's take further look on data type. Let's close the variable now. Open up data type. So we put 4 information, but we put all the 4 information in 4 different ways. So if information is a text, Python call it as a string. String mean is anything that is enclosed in inverted comma. Inverted comma can be single inverted comma or double inverted comma. As long as it's inverted comma is a string. The second data type is an integer. Integer is whole number, whether positive, negative or 0, all of them included. Third one is float. Float are numbers that is having decimals like 1.3, negative 3.05, 0.08, all these things are float. And the fourth type is Boolean. Boolean can have only 2 values, either true or false. Note down the T is in capital, F is in capital, no inverted comma, just true or false. So we have stored name, year graduated, height, like to travel earlier. So let's run this code to see what type name is. Name is a string data type. How did I manage to print here class string? Is because I indicated here type name. So type name basically go and take what type the variable was stored. So in Python, I don't have to do any type declaration. I just type something in inverted comma, Python knows is a string. If I type something as a whole number, it knows is an integer automatically. If I type a number that has got some decimals, it knows is a float. If it is true or false, it knows it is Boolean. So this makes life much easier. As soon as we type it out, it knows what data type it is. So we have created 4 different variables here to store 4 different information. Alright, so let's close this section. Open up the next section, that is input. So basically whenever you use a input, you are asking the user to type something. So I'm asking a user to type his name. So whatever he's typing, I'm going to store it on the variable name, because later I'm going to print out that here. So it's a very simple code. Line number 1, ask for an input from the user. So whatever he type in the keyboard going to be stored on name, name, that's going to be printed in line number 3. So let's check out. Run it. I key in here Aman, enter. So notice hi Aman. Run one more time, Alex, enter. So notice hi Alex. So whatever the item they are printing it out, it is automatically printed here. Whatever they type there, stored in name, and the name I can use it to print. Fairly easy. If I'm asking for an integer, then I have to convert it to int. If I don't convert, if I just use only input, later when I do addition, I would have a problem. It will not work. So when I know that I'm asking for integer input, I need to put int here. Let me show you that. Run the code. So asking for the age, let's say I key in 25. So it prints here 30, 25 plus 5, 30. What if I don't have int here? I don't have int here, for example, and I run this. Still ask for your age. Still I can type 25, enter. But when I'm doing printing, it create for me problem, because you couldn't add an alphabet with a number. So whenever you key in something in the input statement, by default, it always take it only as a string. Even if you type number, it will take only as a string. So if you are typing a number, whole number, you have to convert it to integer. So you've converted. Let's try again. 25. Yeah, work like a charm. So we put here age is a whole number, so it need to be converted to int. If you do not convert, the print line will produce an error, which I have already shown you as an error. Print line produce an error. So what if the number going to be a float? For example, height of a person in meters. So you have to convert it to float, because you are expecting here a number with a decimal place. So if you are expecting a number with a decimal place, is always good to convert to float. Or you are not sure, the user may type a whole number or may type something with decimal. Better to convert to float instead of integer. Let's run this. So key in here 1.78. So you can see 1.80. It has got so many zeros. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So 1.78 I put 0.1. It become 1.88 with so many different zeros here, which I will teach you later. Python work its own way. So let me run it. 1.55. So you may see here many decimal place or less decimal place. Doesn't matter about it. No need to worry about it. So what we are learning here is, if you're asking for string input, just ask input. Just ask input. If you're asking for number input, convert it to integer if it's a whole number. If you're asking for number that may have decimal place, convert it to float. So these are the three items you need to know. So let's close these sections. And then open up the print section. So printing, we are already using from the on top. On top itself, we say print welcome. Then print welcome times 3. So you know how do they work. So in line number 1, I put here name equal Aman. I stored my name on this variable. In line 3, I notice print name within inverted comma. Within inverted comma. So when I put something in inverted comma, it print as it is. As it is means what? It will print out NAME. But in line number 5, I don't have an inverted comma. When I don't have an inverted comma, I mean this variable name. So it will print out Aman for line number 5, name for line number 3. Let's check it out. You can see this is the output for line 3 and this is the output for line 5. So remember, when you are printing a variable, content of a variable, just put the variable name here with no inverted comma. If you put within inverted comma, computer print it literally as it is, exactly as it is, with no change. How can I do printing in two different lines? Two different lines. When you want to print out in two different lines, you will use this character here, /n. So what's the meaning of this? I have print hi followed by name. Just now the name was whatever the name I key in here, Aman. So it's going to be hi Aman. And the /n will bring it to the next line. On the line number 2, I would have how are you. Is that so? Yes. Let's run it. You can see hi Aman, how are you? It is as if like having two print statement but in one single line. One single line. So when you put a /n, basically is for new line character. Is for a new line character. The latest way of printing is formatted print. Formatted print. What is formatted print? With a print, you would have a F here, extra F here, and the whole string in a single inverted comma. In a single inverted comma. So you notice here got two set of inverted comma. Hi is one set. How are you is another set. Two different set of inverted comma. Want to make things easier? Everything can be one whole set of inverted comma. And the variable name must come in curly braces. Variable name must come in curly braces. So when you do this, play this, you get the same printout as per the earlier one. So compare this with this. Whichever you are comfortable, you can use it. Whichever you are comfortable, you can use it. Some places formatted print would be easier. Some places normal print would be easier. Whichever way you want, you can use it. Okay, so let's close these sections. Go back to comment. Comment is basically putting a hex sign before, at the start of the line, So when you put a hex sign here, actually Python will not read this whole line. It actually don't care about this whole line. So this line, comment line, is only for you and me. Comment basically we document out what does this program actually do. Or sometime when we do comment, when we are troubleshooting. When we are troubleshooting a code, we don't want to delete it, we would do comment. In the future lessons, I will show you. So currently, so when you have a comment here, Python will not read this whole line. So when it won't read, and that line will not be printed. Whereby line number 3 is a normal print, that will be printed. Let's run to check. So you can see only line 3 is printed. Line 1 is not. Why is not? Because you have a hex sign. Can I remove the hex sign? Yes, I remove the hex sign. Now when I run it, that line also will be printed. I put back the hex sign, that line will not be printed. So sometime you have a mistake in the code, you are troubleshooting the code, you don't want to delete it, you can just comment it out. Comment mean Python will not execute that particular line. In this case, it won't print that line. I know what you are thinking. If I want to comment 5 different lines, should I go and put the hex sign in all the 5 lines one below another? Not necessary, not necessary. You can just use a block comment. So take a look here. I got 5 lines of info here. I don't want all these things to be read by Python. So what I do, I can put a triple quote here. I can put another triple quote here. So all these lines Python don't care. So don't read, don't execute. Let's run this. So you can see this. All these lines are not read by Python. Only this line is read by Python, so it's printed out. So this is known as block comment. Known as block comment. So what we learn here today in the lesson number 1 is we learn about the introduction. Python is very easy to do. Any kind of a command is most English like. Only thing you need to note down is when you are printing, you have to follow the case correctly. Print must be small p. If you put capital P, let me show you, run it, it won't work. It will throw you error. So Python is case sensitive. You need to type it with no spelling error, no case errors. So that's on the introduction part. Second one, data type. We have seen 4 different data type. Anything with inverted comma is a string. Whole number is integer. Number with decimal point is float. True or false is known as Boolean. Input statement. Whenever you use the input, you are receiving user's data from the keyboard. Whatever user typing in the keyboard, you are receiving the data. If you would like to receive integer data, you should convert it to int. If you like to receive float data, you should convert it to float. So when you are doing printing, you can just say print name in inverted comma, then the name would be printed. Actual literally name will be printed. If you are printing name without inverted comma, then it is the content of that variable. Content of the variable. Whenever you want to print a new line, you need to use /n. Whenever you want to print with a formatted print, you have to use printf. Printf is for formatted print. Whenever you want to comment a single line, use a hex sign. Whenever you want to comment multiple line, use triple quote at the start as well as where you want to stop it. So the whole block would be commented. That's all for lesson number 1. I will see you later in lesson number 2. Thank you.